standing our ground, here it goes down. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Oh, wait and see, we're gonna be legendary. Ain't no time like the here and now. Yeah, we showed up, now we showing up. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary. Never raise up a white flag. Didn't come this far just to turn back. The curtains fall for the last act. Breaking that levee, breaking that levee. We don't back down. This is what we're made of. Standing our ground, here it goes down. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Oh, wait and see, we're gonna be legendary. Ain't no time like the here and now. Yeah, we showed up, now we showing up. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary. We don't back down. This is what we're made of. Standing our ground, here it goes down. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Oh, wait and see, we're gonna be legendary. Ain't no time like the here and now. Yeah, we showed up, now we showing up. Oh, you and me, we're gonna be legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary. Legendary. We're gonna be legendary.
It's explosive. You can't control this, no. I got metal running through my bones, a resurrection like a ghost. Hurricane, go ahead and blow. Where you could keep your white flag, I'll never fold. A shadow on the battlefield, a survivor never yield. A thunder, go ahead and shake. Don't run from the storm when I feel the rain. There's no rest for the wicked, no victory for the weak. And when the weeds getting thicker, you'll never see me on my knees. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. I got a fever in my blood, a falling embers from above. I feel the heat when the pressure blows, a wildfire that you can't control. There's no rest for the wicked, no victory for the weak. And when the weeds getting thicker, you'll never see me on my knees. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive. You can't control this, it's explosive.
We're a racing family that you can trust on and off the track. So if you're looking for foundation repair, go online or give us a call to schedule your free inspection. If we fix your foundation and you mention Race On Texas, you will get a 1-year free subscription to the All Access Pass.
Our family started RVing a few years ago, and when I think about all those campfires and fishing trips and sporting events, these are memories that are going to last a lifetime. I want to help others do the same thing. Hi, I'm Kevin Smith, General Manager at the all-new Click It RV in Milton Freewater. People in this community are very familiar with this location and the great service they've always received. So the biggest question we get is, where is Keith? The great news is, Keith is still here.
I've seen a lot of changes. I've seen a lot of things come and go. Through all the changes that we have seen, one thing that has not changed for us is the quality of our service.
Buying an RV is a big purchase, but it should be a fun and happy experience. So whether it be in sales or service or parts, our mission is simple: be the best. From our team here at Click It RV in Milton Freewater, we invite you to come down and experience the difference.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
From the last great Coliseum, Bristol, we welcome you to coverage of the next round of the Stars It Stripes Racing League. Tonight, round number 6. It's Bristol, baby. And we welcome you to the Thunder Valley 250 on your home for sim racing, iRacing on LSRTV. Good evening. I'm Wesley Outland, just taking in the duels at Daytona. Yes, NASCAR season here again. And we got the cars of the Xfinity Stars It Stripes Racing League on the track on the iRacing sim at Bristol. I'm Wesley Outland, as I've aforementioned. Charles Wooten is alongside. He is also our producer-director. Charles, 3 words. It's Bristol, baby.
Yes, it's Bristol, baby, and we're looking forward to it. This is one of those races, regardless of the league, I look forward to every single time we come here. Maybe by the end of it in the 30 cautions, maybe not so much, but I look forward to it coming in. I have heard last time they came here, not the cleanest race, but every year prior to that, it's been a good, clean race. So, I think maybe with us on board, they're going to have a good, clean race here too. And they got 30 drivers, so it could get real interesting.
Yeah, man, what a car count for a Thursday night, and obviously with real racing season in swing, as we see a couple of drivers with some problems on the bottom of the apron. The 15 there of course, Hoffman, I believe it is, 15. And that's all these guys we're going to watch throughout the night here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Real quickly, let's take a look at the Hunt the Front TV race information and look at this for tonight.
I don't think the laps are correct, but we didn't get an update on the laps. I know it's 250, I believe, 250 miles.
Laps tonight. Yeah.
So I apologize for that not being correct, but it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, I want to make sure if I'm correct. I believe it is. It is it's 200. Well, I got the wrong one here. Hang on a second. I'll make sure I pull up the right one here. Tonight here at Bristol, the Thunder Valley 250. Yes, it is 250 laps around the last great Coliseum here tonight at Bristol. So coming off of the Grand Prix, there you see 250 miles I'm sorry, 250 laps, 125 miles is the distance, Charles, for the race here tonight. So qualifying is on track now. Let's get it started. Christian Lawson, get ready to get it going to the number 3.
Yeah, well, he's, normally we do know as we're watching qualifying, but yeah, like I said, wasn't sure if it was the 250 miles or 250 laps. No, we're doing that there, but yeah, Christian out on track in the number 3, and he's gonna just park it as he takes third fastest. So we'll jump over to Timmy McNally and the number 88 machine in a nice looking Bass Pro Shops club card number 88 machine.
Yeah, the driver of Iowa, the Radiant Blues Ford for a moment ago, Kristen Lawson, and now we have the Bass Pro Shops Club Tracker Boats. Number 88 machine, of course, he is ready to roll from Pennsylvania, Timmy McNally. Let's see where he ends up on the racetrack. Bristol Motor Speedway, a half mile, and it is fun. 250 laps, 125 miles tonight. Nate Lynch in that Budweiser car, the beautiful looking different retro Budweiser throwback machine, and the man out of Iowa in his Chevrolet working on the clock now, the 25 machine. You can get a really good quick lap here at Bristol here, Charles.
Yeah, it is a very fast lap. We're looking at just under 15 seconds. So, you know, if we do foregoing, say, like we mentioned, go green throughout this race, it is going to be a very quick night of racing. It will be interesting to see how pit stops work, as it is 100% fuel load. So pit stops going to be a little tricky. Bristol always makes for very exciting pit stops.
Jason Drayton on the racetrack now, the 42 machine, Drayton out of Illinois in the Socrates Pittsfield Chevrolet. See what he can do as he's on the racetrack right now. Number 42 machine qualifying. Obviously, his Chevrolet will drop to the bottom of the racetrack. They got 2 minutes left to qualify here. Here comes now Chris Smith, the Pied Piper for the most part this year in the season. Doing well. We'll check out the season standings, as a matter of fact, very quickly. And leading up to this race tonight after round 5, Scott Rickard is the points leader. He picked up his first win of the season last week at Sonoma in Wine Country for 40 laps, Charles. And he is the man that has a 31-point lead over this man, Christopher Smith, for the Apex Energy, number 81 Chevrolet Camaro.
And as you mentioned, he jumps to third fastest. A few more out on track is Ryan Lynch in the number 31 Cookout. We know that sponsor all too well. He's going to see what he can do in, I believe that, yes, there's a Ford Mustang, and he jumps to 22nd fastest. Going to have to pick it up just a little bit if he wants to get into the top 10.
Hey, gotta love some Cookout, right? Late night snacks for sure, for Charles and I, no doubt. Cookout, number 31 from North Carolina, Ryan Lynch. We'll see what he can do. Here comes now the number 30 machine. Couple of poles this year for this guy. This is Josh Robinson of the Micro Center Chipotle Chevrolet for the Buckeye State of Ohio, as he is wrapping up his qualifying run here, and they are under a minute to go. Hey, real quickly, as we're closing into the end of qualifying, let's take a look at the weather conditions presented by Kaufman Creative. It is on the bottom right of the monitor here. And there it is, under the lights, nighttime racing, air temp in the virtual sim, 77. Wind speed is comfortable at 2. Track temp at 81 on the concrete surface. I want to mention that, concrete here at Bristol, Charles. It's not pavement.
Yeah, and it's a different surface than what they may be used to, so that will make it very entertaining to see how they can handle. And if I do recall, let me, you can clarify me this, the racing surface and pits, that is 2 different surfaces, correct?
Yes, it is, yes. Yeah, there is a different type of gravel, if you will. It's actually pavement. It is actually pavement asphalt in the infield. But from the pit lane onto the racetrack, it is concrete. So, Bristol Motor Speedway, ready to go. Rounds for the Stars and Stripes Racing League. They are gritting. And here is your starting lineup from the last great Coliseum. Joshua Robinson setting fast for the number 30. Thomas Ogle alongside of the 11. Row 2 will find Kyle McCoy and Christopher Smith second in the points right there. Ross Tatum, couple of wins this year, and Sonoma winner points leader Scott Rickard in the 05 Chevrolet. Row 4, Andrew Hess. Christopher Lawson will start in 8th. And your top 10, Charles, will find Tom Wizza and Will Buzzler. 2 wins on the year for the one. He's 10th.
And 11th place, row 6, going to be Dylan Hoffman and Ellis Thomas in the 80 machine. Row 7 is going to be Kyle Bowling and Jason Grattan in the 42. Row number 8 is going to be Derek Offerman. And the 14 of Ben Dunn. Rounding out row 9 is going to be Timmy McNally and Trey Jackson. In your 10th and 19th and 20th starter, they're going to be Nate Lynch and Brian Lynch. We got a family feud going on row 10, Wesley.
11, Josh Whitaker, Zachary Smith. Row 11 as we move into the top 20. Row 12, Ryan Lynch and William Duff starting 20. Going to find Matthew McMeekin and James Howard. Row 14, Brian Burgett and Mark Schrader. Top 30, Smith and Paul Thomas. And that's the lineup for tonight at Bristol. Seeing the field, this track is the last Gray Coliseum. It measures in at 0.533 miles. It is a concrete oval, corner banking ranging from 24 to 28 degrees of banking. And there is a pair of 650 feet straightaways, perfectly identical to the Bristol Motor Speedway. Charles, what do you think we're going to see tonight? Is it going to be calm, cool, collective, or is it going to be crazy chaos?
You know, I honestly think we're going to see a little bit of both. I think we may see these guys run a little bit calm to start with, and then, a little chaos towards the end. And by the way, that was the miles, 200. We are running 250 laps tonight.
Yep, 250 laps, 125 miles is the distance.
So that could make it interesting. Patience may grow thin by the time we get to lap about 200.
It's go time. It's Bristol, baby. And we're underway at the last Great Coliseum. Round 6 of the Stars and Stripes Racing League. And yeah, they can rock and roll around this track pretty darn fast. Look at them coming off turn 4, Charles. 1 lap in, 2:49 to go, and Ogle is up in front.
Yeah, they're going to click off laps very quickly as Ogle out front. Robinson and Smith are duking it out side by side. And my favorite paint job, of course, that 30 machine with the micro center. Don't have one, wish I did. So I could, buy all the racing equipment and computer equipment you need to run in this league. So, good one there. And I think they may have your favorite car behind them in the 05.
I do, I like it. High Rock Vodka back on that 05 machine. Of course, the throwback to the 2-time Hickory Motor Speedway late model champion and now with New Smyrna Speed Weeks, Landon Huffman. He's actually running a 602 mod. Saw him a couple of weeks ago at Caraway before making the trip down to Florida. And there is Rickard's car. Last week he won in Tires Pro on that Chevrolet, and now the points leader doing well from New York in the lead is still Thomas Ogle. So you got Rickard, Smith, Lawson in a Ford, Thomas in a Chevrolet. Here's a quick statistic in the opening laps. Top 10, 8 Chevrolets, 1 Ford, and 1 Toyota here as we're approaching lap 5, Charles.
Yeah, it's always really interesting to see what, manufacturer is dominant in a series. And clearly the Camaro is the dominant one in this one. But, you got some Fords mixed in there, some Toyotas. So I'm really looking forward to seeing, we'll keep those stats in. We'll check and see what manufacturer does do best throughout this, as Ogle's still out front. But right now, Rickard's really giving him a run for his money in that wow, I can't even pronounce the sponsor there. We'll get it out of there we go, High Rock Vodka, number 5.
High Rock Vodka on the number 5 machine, and another lap being completed this time around. It'll be 10 laps on the board when they come to the line here in this event of 250 laps to 125 miles as they work their way around the racetrack. Again, Ogle in the lead. Here comes now Rickard. looking on the inside. Smith will follow, so will Austin. Everyone now single file, and that's good to see here, Charles. Knock some laps off, shall we?
Yeah, you definitely just kind of Sunday cruise it around here. Knock some laps off, you know, maybe with 50 to go, 100 to go, I would say you might make some passes. As we say, they're kind of calm up here. Back here, they're starting to put some battles on around Robinson, Tatum, Dunn, Hoffman. These guys putting a show on. And by the way, Ross Tatum, other than Will being out here, he is short 2 teammates. He does not have his normal guys, Rob Sherwood, and, well, I can't think of his name, but, you know, our buddy over from Shake and Bake, he doesn't have his 2 teammates with him here, so that's not good. You want all your teammates to help you out here.
How about Joshua Aldridge?
Yes.
Robinson, pole car into the wall, tangled with the 14 done. Now more calamity as Schrader gets into it. And that's how fast a caution will fly here at Bristol. First one on lap number 14.
And unfortunately involving my micro center car that I was really liking. We'll see exactly what happened. And it looked like a little bit of a hook. We'll see. Just maybe didn't think he was clear. Let's see here. They're side by side. And, just got loose on the 14. The 14 got loose and corrected it right into the door panel and wham, right to the engine. That is not going to be good if you're the 30 right now.
Micro Center number 30. What a tough break there for the driver of Mr. Robinson. Couple of pole starts this year. No wins yet, but this is not good for the number 30. Josh Robinson involved in an incident there with Mark Schrader. Mr. Dunn in the 14, Trey Jackson, all these drivers along with Brian Burchett on the pit lane. Ben Dunn got damaged, as you saw, but was able to roll away. Well, Scobes here is now the 20, getting the free pass, or the wave around, actually.
And I did get word from drivers when I was talking to them that looking like about 150 laps on fuel. So we're not going to be seeing them come down for fuel anytime soon. Tires, you know, I would think we would see them come down, but they only have 4 sets, including the one, or not including, so you got the one on the car and 4 sets in the pits. So tires are going to be a premium here with 250 laps.
Yeah, so there you go. There's a call for the caution flag to come out here at the virtual Bristol Motor Speedway, and we're just getting started. It's like they'll have another lap or so under the yellow flag. 16, now lap 17 being put on the board. All these cars crossing the scoring loop right now. In the lead, Tom Ogle. There you see him. By the way, throughout the night, Virginia811.com reminding you to dig with care in our race summary. And so far, Charles, less than 15 laps and a caution coming out. First one of the night.
Yeah, first
one.
Are
we going to play over under? Are we going to play over under like we did for the road to the 500?
Yeah, we might as well. I think we're going to hear. Let's see. We'll set the this is Bristol, so we're going to set the stationary point at 10. So you think we'll have more than 10 or less than 10? I say less than 10.
I will say more than 10. I will say more than 10.
That's a year.
So we're not going to have an exact number. We're going to say more than 10. You're going to say less than 10, right?
Yeah, that way somebody still wins, even if we don't get the exact number. I do. I say we're going to have under 10 cautions. You say we're going to have more. So now it's just kind of wait and see. Right now we're at 1, obviously, with 18 laps in, working lap 19. The lights are off on the pace car, though.
They are off, and we should be ready to go back for the green flag this time by. Here they come. Backing away. Lap 19 of 250 laps. Strategy at its finest, obviously. And you know, Charles, it's got to be different to go from, you know, places like Indy and the road course at Sonoma, where we've been the first 5 weeks of the year, and now you're at Bristol, and this is a short track, and this is aggressive, and there's going to be bumping, and there's going to be banging, and there's going to be patience going down. Got to find a way to hone all that, to keep that from being aggressiveness, and find a way to get there at the end. And I would say around lap 1 is when you need to be there up in the front to try to make a run for a win.
Yeah, you definitely got to be up in the front when it matters, and that's at the end. So yeah, aggression, you want to be aggressive, but you don't need to be aggressive. You got plenty of time to get up there. Right now, I would not be focusing on pushing my way to the front too much. As we go back to about 15th place here, 11th and 12th, actually, I would be focused on just keeping my car clean and keeping it out of trouble. We got the sponsor here, and we'll talk about them a little bit later on, the Verizon 5G. He's running down that Wiener Schnitzel mobile.
The Wiener Schnitzel mobile. You're exactly right. That's what it's called. The Hess machine. Andrew Hess in the 54. Oh, the 29 right behind him. That's, of course, the Verizon machine of James Howard. By the way, forgot to mention the only 5G network nationwide mobily, and, of course, it is, also the sponsor for qualifying. Verizon Fast Time Qualifier was Josh Robinson, involved in an incident early. We're approaching now, closing in on lap number 30 as we watch Howard now, the 29, in that Verizon car battle the driver there in the Wiener Schnitzel number 54 of Hess.
Yeah, I want to point out, I really like the color scheme of this number 54 as we're watching him battle with the 29. But does that paint job give you any throwback memories on the 54? Because I believe another real-life NASCAR driver that ran a similar color paint scheme going on here. And I believe the letters on the hood were like BBT or something like that.
About Clint Boyer when he drove the BB&T car? Yeah.
Yes. I'd be curious if we get to talk to Hess at some point during the season if he is a Clint Boyer fan. But right now you got the 91 of Zachary Smith creeping into the picture now. He's going to try to take that spot of 14th. While all this is going on, we also got battles brewing up at the front for third place, as it looks like Christopher Smith is going to take it from Lawson in the 3 for third place. So unfortunately, the 3's going to drop a spot.
Yeah, it's Lawson there trying to make a move on the inside, back to the outside of the racetrack. The Apex Energy number 81 machine, of course, for a lot of this year, he's been operating the Sunoco Chevrolet, but the points leader doing well here tonight at Bristol in the early going. 32 of 250 laps into this one here. As right now we watch them working down the back straightaway, 650 feet wide, exactly, straightaway, 24 to 28 degrees. 24 degrees, bottom of the racetrack like Southern National, or if you will, climbing the banking. Then if you go to 28 degrees at the top of the racetrack, and obviously, you know, you could run the inside, you could run the bottom, Charles, but obviously the top is the way to go. Going to the top here at Bristol, there's the gyro cam, and it shows you how banked it is.
Yeah, this place is banked, and we love the gyro cam. As you can see, you know, I don't know how, you get around this place without getting dizzy and sick, but they make it go, and they make it go at about 115 miles an hour on top of that.
Watching them working their way off the racetrack again, closing in off of turn number 4, back to the line. You're on board there a moment ago with Huffman. Now the 7 to the inside, that's McCoy. He's changed up his colors for this race tonight, the number 7 machine. And that's Kyle McCoy, the Celsius Iowa State Chevrolet. Is that the Iowa State colors? It is the Iowa State. There you go.
Yeah, we love our camera angles here as we go on the hood of McCoy, and he is all over the back bumper of Hoffman. Obviously, Hoffman just got by him, so you'll see Hoffman probably pull away here momentarily. But there's battles everywhere. We got more battles going back here as we go on board. with James Howard in that 5G sponsored machine. And well, he's going to get passed, unfortunately, for 11th place.
Howard up on the outside, battling that machine there, the 91. And that was, of course, Smith. Now Hess going by, so is Bowling. Howard losing ground there, just lost 3 cars in that exchange, maybe more. As there goes Whitaker to his inside.
Yeah, and, I will say this, unfortunately for Howard, he's going the wrong way. But I will say that Verizon 5G goes the right way. It's goes some good service. So again, we'll shout them out one more time. There goes a little rub to the wall and on the Throttle podcast going by. I believe that was a 41. Meekin that guy by him as well. So yeah, he is dropping some spots. Not the way you want to go. Oh, with contact with the 51.
Yeah, to the inside, that 51 machine almost getting into him there as he's working down the scoring pylon. What a problem for Tom Wizza now getting by Howard. So is Lynch. Here comes now the skull throwback colors of Harry Camp, the 33 of Brian Burchett. Man, he's got a problem. Howard somehow. And then again, it might just be strategy, Charles, just to kind of fall back and to get there at the end.
Yeah, it very well could be, not trying to press anything. He just wants to, drive around. And these guys want to go burn their tires up. We'll check in with him a little bit. But some of these guys that passed him, the 91, the 54, them two, they're still going at it. That is Hess and Smith, Zachary Smith. They're still duking it out side by side. And, this is a little scary if I was somebody behind them because, they're wearing their tires down very quickly when you're battling like this. So you got to be careful.
Sure.
You wear them out too quick and around you go, you spin a little loopy-loop and you can cause a big wreck.
Tom Ogle still the leader, by the way. 15.002 was the best lap so far turned by Ogle, but it is not the fastest lap on the racetrack. A matter of fact, that Skull Bandit throwback that you saw a moment ago, the green 33, he is fast man at 19th, 14.890. Everyone else in that bracket there. Ogle the leader. Then it's going to be Rickard second, followed by Smith third. Lawson fourth, Thomas fifth, McCoy, Grayton, Buzzler, Tatum, and Hess. And right there is that battle in the top 10. Big gaggle of traffic coming after Hess going into turn number 1.
Yeah, this is a really, really good battle going on, and we say it all the time. The battle isn't always up front because there's about a 3/10 gap between first and then and second, and then another second to the third place car of Christopher Smith. All the battling is going on right here, midfield to even the rear of the field. So while the leaders may have checked out a little bit, the back half of this has not, and they are putting on a show for the fans here tonight.
Ogle right now in that top spot. Look at now this little wee. Wow, what a move. Whitaker from the outside to the inside, making a run down to try to get to the top 15. That's Hoffman right there also behind them. Whitaker, Smith, Hoffman. All these cars battling, and look who's also looking on, watching patiently, McMeekin and Duff.
Yeah, McMeekin and Duff back there. We haven't talked about Brian Lynch a lot. He's just out of the view. He's right back there creeping in too. It's just, they're getting a little wild and crazy out here, Wesley.
A little squeezing for position there a moment ago. And believe it or not, we're already 55 of a 250 lap race there, Charles. That's how fast it flies by. One caution so far in the race for the time being.
Yeah, it's like I mentioned a little earlier when I talked to these drivers. They said they've had some not so clean races, but in the past they've had some really clean racing here at the short track. And I'll be honest, for 57 laps completed and only one caution, so far to this point, probably one of the cleanest Bristol races I've ever been a part of calling or producing. So, I'm giving a hats off here to the Stars and Stripes because they're doing a fantastic job.
We welcome you to round number 6, of course, of the Stars and Stripes Racing League. This is Bristol, the Thunder Valley 250. We have a bunch of sponsors we'll mention. We'll thank them. We'll take our next Caution Network TV break. As right now, it is Hoffman up on the outside. Look at this battle. Folds of Honor Machine down to the bottom. That's McMeekin watching all of this going on as well. McMeekin trying to also get after the machine of Bolin and Tatum, and we got them all bonsaiing and Whitaker. Oh my, McMeekin and Whitaker drag race going to one, and they saved it.
What a
save. Oh, took the words right out of my mouth, Charles.
You know, if you were lived closer, Wesley, I would have jinxed and jinx, and you'd owed me a Coke for that one. Because that was right at the same time. We both knew that was a heck of a save. But man, you know, you can't get much more loose and squirrely than that and save that car. So big props to these guys, McMeekin and them. You know, that could have very easily been about a 6-car pileup.
Man, what a great piece of driving there, because there could have been McMeekin and the 91 caught up in it, and so many others, as Smith and Whitaker. And they're not done yet. Here we go again. No, battle going on. This is for, I believe, 4th.
Yeah. Go up here and give these guys a little bit of love, too, as they were spread out. 2nd and 3rd, they were about a second apart, but now they've bunched it up, and now we're going to see Will Bustler get to 4th. He's going to knock Chris Smith back a little bit, but we're starting to heat up back at the back again. These guys are too wide, too deep, and about a 6-car battle. This could get real ugly, or it can be really fun to watch. One of the two.
Yeah, this is. I think it's going to be fun to watch. It might not be good for the people in the cockpit, but it's going to be fun for the audience and ourselves in the booth. Oh my! Here we go again. This is round 2 or 3.
Yeah, they've been at this for a while, and you know, I'm going for Brian Lynch in this group. You know, I'll be honest, I don't really care for Hooters wings, but I like wings in general, and he's running a wings car, so therefore he's my pick in this group. So we'll see how we can do as they're side by side. You know, it's almost like the pace lap. We're 4 deep, 2 wide. It can't get any better than this, Wesley.
Yeah. And right now, closing in on 7 laps into this event when they come back around round 6 tonight. Stars and Stripes Racing League Thunder Valley 250 has not disappointed whatsoever. It's been highly entertaining. The 1 yellow flag back on board with the Bass Pro Shops Tracker Boats. Number 88, Timmy McNally, and he is battling alongside the Hooters car. There you can see Lynch.
Yeah, I mean, well, you got a good battle. You got get you a boat, get you some chicken wings, and watch some good racing. I mean, if you can get internet on your phone, which you probably should, you could be on a Bass Pro Shops Tracker boat while eating some chicken wings. So, and you can be watching this race. So there you go. You know, got to support those sponsors that are supporting this race. But man, right now, McNally, he's on the move. He just got by 2 or 3 cars, and the 29 just scrapes the wall again. He is not having the day he wants.
Problems for the 25 Budweiser Chevrolet of Lynch. That's Nate Lynch. There's a lot of Lynches on the track. This is Nate Lynch coming to pit road.
And he's going to take 4 tires and fuel. We're 75 laps in, Wesley. We know they could do 150 laps on fuel. This may be a scheduled stop because, you know, you might break it up a little bit shorter because we already know tires are the premium. Tires will be what these guys want long before fuel. So this may just be a scheduled stop for him.
And by the way, you're going to use up your tires a lot faster here on the concrete at Bristol than you would on pavement.
Yeah, you definitely will. And we got now the 29 of James Howard in. And we'll keep an eye. I haven't felt it yet. We're going to see more come in as we see the 51 of Tom Wizza come in. I always say I like that person that has that one name. I like Tom Wizza. I like his last name. It's just a fun one to say as he comes down pit road. And I think we're officially in pit stops.
Pit stops underway, lap number 78, 79. And pit stops are happening in the back of the pack right now. Tom Ogle leads, Scott Rickard second, Will Buzzler third. Christian Lawson fourth, Chris Smith top five, three Chevrolets, a Chevrolet, three Chevrolets, a Toyota, and a Ford in the top five. Then it's going to be Ellis Thomas, Kyle Boland, Jason Gratton, Kyle McCoy, and just being passed, William Duff the fourth in the 17. Here you go, 7 Chevrolets, 2 Fords, 1 Toyota. Right now in the top 10 on lap number 80 here at Bristol, Charles.
Yeah, just an outstanding race. And, I will be honest, I think you are probably as impressed as I am to go to Bristol. 82 laps in, and to see green flag pit stops on it, especially on a sim race. Let's be honest. This is showing how good this league is, how good these drivers are to, have green flag pit stops at Bristol. That is a rarity in most races.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, definitely it's going to be something that we'll continue to follow and watch along the way because this is really impressive. It's right now Howard dirt tracks it a little bit on the concrete off 4. Saves it, gives plenty of room to Jason Gratton while that went on. And Howard falling back, free falling, if you will. The 29 machine, the Verizon 5G, is right now James Howard 2 laps down in 26, but mad respect for everybody around him a moment ago.
Yeah, so yeah, you got to give a lot of respect out here on the track, and you got these battles going on. You got one little battle back here as well, and I say little, it's a 5 to 6 car battle going on. These guys are showing a lot of respect as well, and we do have more coming in. Brand Lynch in that number 24 machine, he was involved in some of these battles going on. He said, nope, enough's enough. These tires are shot, and he's going to come in and get some new ones. And when you come to Bristol, Wesley, the movie Days of Thunder comes to mind. Some of these guys may be driving the car like Cole Trickle, and these are his sets of tires, and some of them may be driving like Harry Hogg, and these are his sets of tires. So, you really, depending on how you drive, you can wear these tires down faster. But, you never know. It'd be interesting to ask what their tire wear was, because they can see that when they pull these tires off.
Closing in on lap number 90. Green flag pit stops happening. And right now, only 14 cars on the lead lap with time and scoring updates right now. 14 cars on the lead lap. That is it here as we approach 10 laps to 100. A century grind and still 150 more to go after that.
Yeah, and, a quick update here is, a little bit of a rocky pit stop there for Christian Lawson. He's a little sideways, but still able to make his pit stop as more coming in. Whitaker's coming in, Burchett coming in, but we're watching these pit stops not to get away from this race too much, as it's been an outstanding one. I just got word from Jeff Stabdown. I'm not sure if I am supposed to say this, but we're going to say it anyway on air. They are about to get into a Northwest meeting. So we might have some details on the Northwest coming out here shortly. Obviously, there are in-house league, been here for many years, and we'll be on that one as well. So looking forward to getting the details on that one as soon as we can, and figuring out exactly when it's going to start, where we're going to be, all the good stuff.
Yeah, the years past of the Northwest Racing Series obviously used to be on Monday and Thursday night. Then they moved it around to Monday and Wednesday night, and come a long way from 5 years ago being a pit reporter for the Cup Series, second year in the booth, and then on for both, and then, of course, lead for the Truck Series. And it's been very exciting and fun along the day to watch this. And, there's a lot of questions, a lot of question marks. Matter of fact, Charles, me and you had a phone conversation, this afternoon in regards of what the state of the Northwest Racing Series will entail, or what it will be, or how down, and hopefully that will all be decided tonight. So obviously, it's like what I've always told somebody. When you're thinking about it, that's how the juices are flowing, and things are coming to fruition, or whatever the determination is going to be. But right now, that's something we're really looking forward to. Now it's being Duff under attack on the Throttle podcast, number 17, in trouble, losing ground. This is happening during green flag pit stops, and obviously, Charles, this is also shuffling up the scoring pylon. There's the second place pointsman, Smith. He's right now in the top 6, but you look like he's hurting right now trying to get around Howard.
Yeah, he definitely is trying to get around him and just not working real good. And we're looking here. See, you only have 14. Well, maybe one less. We got the 92 Verizon 5G coming on. A lot of drivers have not pit yet, so very interesting. We started pit stops on lap 75. We're now at lap on 101 as the leader is coming down. So a huge span for about 15 to 20 lap difference. I'm really surprised to see that much of a gap, but some of these guys on a completely different strategy.
Yeah, 15 cars were on the lead lap until we saw the 92 peel off the pit lane. And now here comes more leaders, front runners on pit road at lap number 102. You've got, of course, Tom Ogle in. You've got Will Bustler in. Chris Smith is now on pit lane. This will give Scott Rickard the lead. And again, we've not had a caution since lap number 16 of this race. This has been a fairly entertaining show under green flag conditions. They're brought to approach halfway in 20 laps, Charles.
Yeah, it's amazing how fast it is going down. And, I figured pit stops might be where we saw some stuff, and there's a caution.
And there is a caution. And there you go. So after almost what do you want to call it, a 90-lap swing, yellow flag comes out. Now, here's the deal. Anybody up in the front that pitted, like these guys, they're okay right now. But if you pitted when the caution lights came on, you're subject to an EOL penalty. And obviously, anybody a lap down or more, Charles, they're hoping everybody that hasn't pitted comes down pit road so they can get that wave around to get back on the lead lap.
Yeah, and I'm not 100% certain who the caution is on. This was just a pit stop happening. As we saw a lot of pit stops, and that is making it very difficult to see.
Is it the 30 maybe?
I don't think so. We'll find out. We'll figure out where it is, but the problem we're having with finding...
Right there. Was it the Bass Pro car down at the bottom? Just saw a glimpse of a car down to the bottom. No, not that one. It was the other one. There was a Bass Pro tracker, the Bass Pro Shops Tracker Boat Club car. I think he's the one that had a problem.
We'll see if we can get another glimpse at it as everyone is coming down pit road. And again, with everyone on pit road doing slow, I don't see anybody that was completely off pace. So the caution officially is out there. So again, not 100% sure who it was for.
Oh well. Well, let's take a break. We'll thank our sponsors, and we will return from Bristol in just a moment.
Hi, welcome to Day Motorsports. Come on, let's check out what we got.
Thank you for keeping Day Motorsports in business for over 50 years.
We're a racing family that you can trust on and
We just went back to the green flag here at Bristol, and we approach now lap number 110 of 250 laps, by the way, halfway coming up. And Scott Rickard is back in the lead. There's the 05 machine. What a difference some time makes on the racetrack, Charles. Rickard was really struggling. Now he's back up in the top spot.
Yeah, time can be your friend or your enemy, and right now it is his friend as Scott Rickard out front. And, I was teasing him a little bit. He was super happy. We got his name right. He says he's had people mispronounce it as a caution is out once again, and this time we know exactly where it's at.
Hess and the 33 machine, the Skull car involved. That's Burchett. Andrew Hess, Brian Burchett. And here's a look at what happened to put us up to the third yellow flag, and you're on board looking at the Wiener Schnitzel machine. Look at him locking up the car. Contact made to the 40. And then nowhere to go for Burchett. No, wow. Yeah, that'll do it.
Just an unfortunate deal, and you have to wonder as you watch the 54 get sideways of Andrew Hess. If he just kind of broke loose on him, or if he took tires, which looks like he did. He had only been on his stint for 6 laps. Those tires could have been a little cold. They weren't quite warmed up yet. So unfortunate as he's going to have to come back down, but it does give us a chance to pull up your one of your good friends, Wesley.
Who are we going to pull up? Virginia811.com. Race summary. We're up to 3 now. You said it was going to be less than 10. I said more than 10.
Yeah, I think we're doing pretty good.
Breed cautions, okay? That's all I'm going to say. Cautions breed cautions.
Well, see, I personally, that's saying I don't know if I 100% believe it anymore, because really cautions are brought out by the flagman. So if the flagman just didn't throw the yellow flag, then cautions wouldn't breed cautions. I think he just gets a little over antsy and starts throwing it too soon.
Opinions vary.
Yes, but either way, we do have 3. We're at the 10 is the cutoff point. We're over and under. I say less than 10. You say over 10. But we've had as many lead changes as we have cautions. Only 3. I'm kind of surprised by that, but not too surprised.
The Stars and Stripes Racing League has been presented by, or is presented by, we're not going off the air yet, Butt Kicker, the vibrating racing seat, Next Level Racing, On the Throttle podcast. Find it at all major platforms of podcasts nationwide. And Verizon, home of the best 5G network worldwide, Verizon 5G. And the poll qualifying sponsor. I'm Wesley Outlet. Charles Wood is alongside. We welcome you to round number 6 of what is the Stars and Stripes Racing League. Next week, it's on to Kansas. Toto and Dorothy will be waiting for us, Charles.
Yeah, somebody's going to be walking the yellow brick road right up to meet the Wizard, and he's going to give them a victory. So we'll see who gets to meet the Wizard, I guess, of Oz, or in this case of Kansas Motor Speedway, and somebody's going to be happy. Somebody's not, but typically we come here to Bristol and say tempers are flaring. I don't know if we're going to have too many upset tempers and bent fenders here tonight. This has been a very clean race for only 3 cautions in 117 laps.
Yeah, very happy with it. As we go back to green, lap number 117, approaching halfway. Any static cameras, Charles?
Well, we got some statics, all right.
Well, let's feel the roar at Bristol as we come to halfway. car in tow. My goodness, right around the High Rock Vodka machine, and somehow, Charles, they hold it together.
Yeah, they're, again, props to these guys. We've seen a lot of what should have been cautions that were not cautions, some really good, hard battling. And, you know, the battlings are all over the place. You got some up front, and you got some really good battles going on, you know, mid to almost 20th towards the rear of the field. So, good battles for everywhere on the track. You got this one. You've also got this one going on for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Again, just battles brewing everywhere on this track right now.
Fantastic race in action happening all over. Take your pick and choose what you want to see here. Look at this again. Hoffman and others. Hoffman, Smith, Offerman, all right there in a battle. Look at the 92 there, up high. He'll give him plenty of room. Way, way up high. We're halfway home with the Thunder Valley 250 here in Bristol. Hey, by the way, next week we're off to Kansas. We're going to Kansas, and then we're going to, of course, Richmond Raceway, another short track in the schedule. Darlington and Charlotte, the next 4, Charles. They're going to be fun.
Yeah, they don't have the longest schedule in the world, but they have a really fun schedule, to be honest. And I don't know if this is season 1, like season 1, and then there's a season 2, or if they just take a really long break. But you know, I believe the last one is May 23rd is the last race. So again, it's only halfway through. I'm thinking they might have another schedule coming out after that, but
they have announced that there's going to be a Stars and Stripes Indy 500, Charles. We should jump all over that, brother.
Yeah, definitely.
Indy 500.
Hopefully they run it on a day where we can cover it, but you know, we'd love to do Indy 500 races. Now that we can call it the Indy 500 instead of just open wheel thing.
The open wheel 500, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think we couldn't even broadcast anything IndyCar either, so that was unfortunate. But they're back. You know, they learned the lesson. They said we like iRacing. We're coming back. So obviously IndyCar back here on iRacing, and a little bit of nose action there between the 80 and the 11. They almost got together, but they save it. Again, we got this battle going on. We also got a battle way in the back between these about 10 cars, and the 41, the 20, the 88, I believe that's the 26 machine. Or 29 actually, is James Howard in the mix. So a lot of really good race cars putting on some battles for you tonight.
That's Whitaker, McMeekin, Offerman, McNally.
Yeah,
all this happening
now.
The one lap 136. By the way, you were mentioning those next 4 races that I mentioned coming up on LSRTV. Then we've got the Stars and Stripes Racing League on the Throttle Bracket Challenge. And that's going to be pretty interesting. That's going to be kind of like the Dash for Cash, if you will, like the Xfinity. The Dash for Cash. And that'll be 5 rounds. Rockingham, Nashville Super Speedway, Watkins Glen, Iowa, and the Talladega Super Speedway. And I think it's got something to do with locking yourselves into the playoff, Charles, because then you've got 5 rounds to the championship in the playoffs. Really enjoy the way that they do this format, for sure.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it as well, and looking forward to the rest of the season and seeing what these guys have to bring to the table. So far, let's be honest, they have not disappointed. This has been the smallest car count we've had at 30 cars. So if that's the smallest we get, I will be very stoked with that. As we watch this one, it kind of fizzles out, but now the front of the field starts to pick back up. You have Ogle, Bowling, McCoy, Thomas, Ratton in there. All of these guys starting to put on a little bit of a battle as well.
Sky Rickard up in front, start number 126 of his career tonight in the Stars and Stripes Racing League, of course. 14 poles, 24 wins, most recently last week at Sonoma. 73 top fives, 93 top tens for a talented driver, no doubt. Leading the way in the 0-5 and ready to try to double down, if you will. And what a way to come back from a road course last week at Sonoma, Charles, where he won. And now with closing in on over 100 laps to go, doing well here at Bristol on a short track.
Yeah, he's doing fantastic. And I just now looking there, Wesley, we are almost at lap 150. We almost are at 100 to go here. Yeah. And we've been live. We went live at, what, 7:50 my time, I believe, Central Time. So we have not been live that long. And again, I've never seen a Bristol race go by this fast. We've only been on the air for an hour and 3 minutes.
Yeah, race time so far has been 45 minutes and 40 seconds as they come to the line, and 2 hours, 55 minutes sim time if need be. They're going to annihilate that, man. This might be one of the fastest Bristol races we've ever done. Don't want to jinx anything, but that is what it's shaping up right now with some history repeating. Grattan right there, Bolin, the 7 of McCoy. Some of these drivers, Charles, drivers in different paint schemes and colors, for that matter. Not usual to see in the 7 car with the colors like that for the Iowa State Cyclones.
No, definitely. They love painting these cars. And, it's a 15 just pile drives the side of the wall. That is not what you want to do. But some outstanding driving to hit that wall. And I don't even think he lost a beat. It may have helped him a little bit. Maybe he's been pulling some Ross Chastain moves. He hits it again.
Hit it again, somehow saved it, back up the racetrack one more time. Here comes Smith to the bottom. Hoffman right there, door to door. Lynch now to the inside. Here comes Howard. All this happening now. Howard is 1 lap down. Lynch is, by the way, 1 lap down. They're fighting to get back on the lead lap, on the tail end of the lead lap. If they can, if a caution was to come out, they get the free pass. And by the way, Charles, we're under 100 to go at Bristol.
Wow. Again, amazing how talented these drivers are to go 98 laps to go. It'll be 97 by the time I finish this sentence. And again, an hour and 5 minutes. That's how long we've been on the air. Obviously, you mentioned only about 46 minutes by now, 47 actually of racing time. So they are just, I'm speechless. Even though I'm blabbering like a crazy person, I'm speechless. They're just doing an outstanding job. And I want to point out for the viewers watching out there, if they're just tuning in, when we're talking about, they're going 155 laps, only 3 cautions, we're doing good. It's not like there's 10 cars out there. There's 30 cars on track, and we've still only had 3. So just good battling, and it's not 30 cars either spread out. As you can see right here, they're duking it out right now.
I got to give props to the powers that be that are involved with running this series for sure, Charles. They run it with a fine-tooth comb, and I can tell you point blank that I want to say it's what's his name, Mr. Lynch. The powers that be, they're definitely Nate Lynch and the powers that be that are involved with it. Brian Lynch. All of those guys are definitely professionals, and they want to have a professional series. They do not want to have a race that is a wreck fest, Charles. They know sometimes that can happen, but they also are very, okay, enough is enough. This is what we need to do. This is what we need to enforce. This is what we need to change. And honestly, whether it's a virtual series or a real series, it makes them look very professional across the board of what they do, for sure.
Yeah, because it really does. I agree. And, the level that they put into this, how much time and effort they put in definitely shows. As we're watching this battle up front, you got a little battle going on. You still got the battle with Whitaker and Smith going on. Hess back there as well. Again, there's just battles all over the place. We step back just a little bit. You got another battle going on between Will Bussler, and I believe that's the one. It is of Oh, that is a 1. And Christian Lawson, there we go. The 3 and the 1. And the numbers backed up in my head. Little reversey, but the 3 and the 1 of Lawson and Bustler putting on a good show for you as well.
And by the way, Charles, I want to apologize to our audience. I was kind of summing up that the next races after, of course, we mentioned the next 4 is the what do you call it? The On the Throttle Podcast Bracket Challenge. It is not like the Dash for Cash. It's actually a bracket challenge, Charles, where the top 32 drivers that have made 7 of the last first races of 9 will be in a double elimination bracket tournament seeded by point standings, and it will be amongst the race that we broadcast on a weekly basis as we see more pit stops going on. The 20 back on pit road to the attention of his crew. But again, it's all from Hit Pit Road, Charles. It's a double elimination bracket. We're basically a double elimination, and basically we get down to the final 4 at Talladega, and they're going to run for some big money.
Yeah, and, big money's always good to run for. And I think we're going to see some
like
really good races. Yes, like March Madness, all right, as Ogle and Rickard, those guys battling it out as Ogle goes for it.
Ogle almost hit the fence as Rickard now falling back to second spot. As Charles mentioned, all this craziness going on here. That's pretty cool, though. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, and that's
the 11th.
We had one car come down pit road. I'm wondering if this is going to be another cycle of pit stops here. But so far, nobody else has come down. They're still battling for fourth right now between Bowling and McCoy, as obviously Bowling is going to get by in that 44, and now they're still swapping spots. So a lot of spot swapping going on. Pit stops possibly going to be underway as we only have 81 laps to go, and they should have to pit again.
Yeah, 80 laps to go when they come to the line right now in this race. It's again lap number 171 of 250. Flash up on the flag stand. Sim time has not even been an hour. 52 minutes now as here comes Howard back on pit road. The 29 machine. And green flag pit stops. Here comes Dylan Hoffman back on pit road again. All this happening.
And there you go. So I just noticed they're using both sides of the pit stop because he had to go down one and come down the other one.
So in race mode, Charles, if you pit on the front, you have to enter on the back. If you pit on the back, you have to drive back through the front of pit road to come back onto the racetrack. So that is the way it's kind of enforced. Now, under caution, you don't have to do that. You can pit on the pit lane on the designated front straightaway or straightaway that you're pitted at. But under green flag conditions, you have to pit opposite box. Or if you, so let's say if you pit on the back stretch, you actually enter on the back stretch, you make your pit stop, but then you got to go all the way around to the front of pit road and get back on the racetrack again, just like we saw this guy do right here.
Yeah, and if you don't, you will get penalized for it. So
penalty, yep.
You definitely have to follow the rules. We got more coming down. So this is green flag pit stops, and if it's anything like the first one, it's gonna be interesting.
Mick Meakin on pit road. By the way, the 29 still in his pit stall as James Howard going multiple laps down now with the number 29, Matthew McMeekin on pit road. And I think Howard just retired from the race, Charles. I think he just quit.
Yeah, he is done for the night, unfortunately. Not the way he wanted it to go for him in that 29 machine, but he'll be back. We'll see him at Kansas, and hopefully, he'll be putting that Verizon 5G machine in victory lane or a podium at least. But yeah, some nights is your night. Some nights it's just not your night.
McMeekin back on racetrack. There's the leaders as we come back to the line. The lap number 180 next time around. The White Claw, of course, machine. White Claw. Ogle's Auto Sales Chevrolet from the Buckeye State of Ohio. Tom Ogle is leading. Here comes now Kyle McCoy He's on pit road for the Iowa State Clyde Cyclones. His Chevrolet's in his pit stall. The 24. Yep, here comes Brian Lynch. Hooters Captain Morgan, number 24. And might I say, I like the design of that car.
Yeah, I do too. You know, simple but yet effective. And that's what you got to do. As he's barely in that pit stall, but he doesn't make it out. He'll be done with his pit stop. Now, I want to know when Bowling's coming down, when Rickard, Tatum, Bustler, when are these guys going to come down? These are our leader group. As now you see Ogle coming down pit road. So when are these top 10 guys going to start coming down?
So Ogle just pitted. He gave up that was lap number 183. So I'm thinking between now and lap 1, we're going to see the rest come to the pit lane. And by the way, only 9 cars on the lead lap. That's it. 9 cars.
Yeah, and this is when you do not want to caution. You do not want to be allowed down.
No! Duffett Smith. The Gainey machine, actually. That's Thomas. Almost into the wall. Correction, Smith and Thomas's car look very close to one another, except for to watch the 17, as you mentioned on the Throttle podcast, of William Duff IV. As we now got back to Rickard and Lynch and company. Bowling out in front. Kyle Bowling to the 44. Now you see the difference of faster tires? Look at how quick Lynch is on the bottom of the 24. Brian Lynch, who just pitted, the 24 Hooters car. Look at how fast he is running down the leaders on the track.
Yeah, he is way faster, and you know that would be my sign to get going. I need to come down and get some fresh tires, because we mentioned it at the very beginning. They can go 150 laps on fuel. They really only need to pit one time. This is not fuel. This is tires, and when you start seeing guys, pass you like you're sitting still, and you're talking about, let's see, what is it, like 80 lap tires, 90 lap tires versus brand new ones. It's time to come down, as we're going to see Scott Rickard and Christian Lotion going to come down now. Their pit stops are underway.
Yeah, they're in their pit stall now. Rickard and Lotion, 7th and 8th spot. They'll go to the back, and there's now only 9 cars on. Well, as they do that, here comes everyone else that was a lap down or more. The scoring pylon just updated, and now we're up to 13, 14 cars on the lead lap whenever everything cycles back around. Rickard off pit road.
And I have a feeling we're going to see the rest of these guys soon.
Charles, normally pitting at Bristol, real life or virtual, under green flag conditions, you're going to go a lap down. Even if you're good, even if you got the best car out there, when you pit under green flag conditions, you're going to lose a lap.
You just can't help it. You're going to lose it. And that's why we've talked about it, over and over again. You have to have a flawless stop. You cannot make mistakes. Because, making a 1 second mistake on pit road can cost you dearly on the racetrack.
Bowling, Tatum, Bustler, McNally, and Duff now. And Ogle, a couple of laps down, but again, waiting for these other guys to have to pit, and they will pit, mind you, when all that time comes.
And it's going to be soon, Wesley. We're 55 laps to go. We're in the home stretch at this point. This race is over. I was wondering, and again, I can't help but just praise this league for the way they've run this race, how they run their league. When they said 250 laps at Bristol, I was thinking, oh man, we're going to be here till 1 in the morning. Not, literally, but, we'll probably be, 11 or 12 o'clock or so. It's going to be a long race. It's not even 10 o'clock yet, I cannot praise these guys enough. 1 hour and 17 minutes is how long we've been on air. And we're coming in, fixing to be 50 laps to go. Big props to Nate Lynch, to Brian Lynch, to all the drivers that are in this race today. Cleanest Bristol race ever.
Yeah, it has. I have to say that. And now McNally gives up the runner-up spot. He's on pit road. The Bass Pro Shops Club Tracker Boats number 88 machine. He's into the pit lane. The 44 still on pit road. We see that. I think he's been on for a while. There you see Bolin now. As he was in the lead, Kyle Bolin, Timmy McNally. You wonder where they were coming in. I said between lap 185 and 200. It is lap 200, and they are on pit road.
Yes, they are. And, now you got to wonder with this, as faster as these new tires were than those old tires, now you've got even fresher tires and way older, and we have to wonder no more.
William,
as they got Thomas down.
Yeah, here comes now, I believe, the 80 machine. That's Thomas. Remember, as I mentioned, Charles, how confusing it could be to call Thomas and Smith. Look at how similar they are.
Yeah,
the two cars.
A very nice looking blue. I give them that, but yes, very confusing when they do look that similar together. As he is off and away in the 80 machine, and that's only going to leave 4 drivers that have not come down to pit road. Yes, that is Duff, McCoy, Rickard, and that is Ryan Lynch that have not come down. Their pit laps were 179, 106, 190, and 107. So those 4 are still waiting to come down pit road.
And under 50 laps to go, 45 to be exact, when they come to the line. Kyle McCoy up in front now. William Duff the 4th and 2nd. Scott Rickard, Christian Losh, and Kyle Bolin, Ross Tatum. Some of these names that we mentioned that just minute a moment ago. And it cycles back around to 8 cars on the lead lap, including Ross Tatum, Ryan Lynch, and Will Butler. And waiting now for McCoy and Duff to enter pit road. And Charles, if that happens, when that happens, I think Scott Rickard's in the catbird seat. He's going to go back to back, and the points leader is going to, trouble, into the wall, the 91, that's Smith. Bolin gets involved. On the binders goes the number 20. Oh, no. And we go under the yellow flag. There's your caution. Man, oh, man. Take that away. I spoke too soon, Charles. And this is going to allow McCoy and Duff to pit under yellow flag. Look at the replay, Charles. Set it up for him. Yellow flag number 4, by the way.
Yellow flag number 4. I think we may make the under 10. Did you see it right there happening in front? He gets on the binders, and we'll take another look as to exactly.
It was a 91. It's the 91 of Zachary Smith, by the way, to help you out.
We'll go take a look for him, and I thought we were going to get a front view seat of that one, but we'll go a little further. We'll take a look here, and yeah, this is not what I expected. I figured we'd go the rest of the way green.
Yeah, I thought it was Whitaker, and then Bolin nowhere to go. My goodness, man. Wow, it happened so fast. The up there, disc golf 91 Toyota, damage in all. And on pit road. Here comes everybody coming down pit road, Charles. Money stop.
I figured everyone would come down. You've only pitted 2 to 3 times, so you have tires. You might as well use them because there's 41 laps to go. Going to be a 37, 38 when we go green. Yeah, this is the money stop. You thought that was your money stop. This is actually your money stop. So get in, get those tires, and it's going to be all-out brawl time when we get the green.
Going to be a good one. Stay with us. We take a quick break. 40 laps to go at Bristol with the Stars and Stripes Racing League, the finish of the Thunder Valley 250 when we return.
Hi, welcome to Day Motorsports. Come on, check out what we got.
Thank you for keeping Day Motorsports in business for over 50 years.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
We're back here at Bristol, and it is lap number 212 of 250. What a race we've had so far. Welcome back to coverage. I'm Wesley Outlet. Charles Wooten is alongside, and man, I am so impressed. We were saying during the TV timeout, Charles, just, usually Bristol, you think of bing, bang, boom, crash, calamity, 4 cautions in a 213-lap race so far, and we're going back to green.
Yeah, we are. I said under. I knew it was going to be a clean race. I could just feel it. And, I'm feeling it right. So we'll see as we take the green flag one more time. Hopefully we can stay under that 10 mark and I win.
Back under the way. Let's see if it'll happen. A lot of respect going on around the racetrack. A lot of drivers being mindful of one another. Nobody being aggressive, if you will, and it showed. McCoy, Rickard, Butler, Tatum, Lynch, your top 5. It sounds like a corporate law firm, but those are the top 5 drivers right now here at Bristol as we were approaching 30 laps to go. Charles, it is pucker time. You better get your chess pieces in order. Checkmate at Bristol, baby.
Yeah, and again, when you think coming up to 30 to go at 15 seconds a lap, that you're looking at about 7 minutes of racing if they stay green, and I think they will. Yeah. So it's not a lot of time. You think 30 laps at Daytona, you got a long ways to go. 30 laps here, not so much. You got to be on the stage. You got to get going now.
And McCoy is in front. There's the number 7, the Chevrolet representing the Celsius Live Fit Iowa State Cyclones machine from Iowa, from the Hawkeye State. And he is leading the way in the number 7. This would be a big win for him, Charles. If he gets it done, win number 1 for the year.
Yeah, and just keeping tabs here, Ryan Lynch, something wrong with that number 31 machine. He is down pit road, not what he wanted to see, so he is now pretty much out of this race. And now we got the 28. Some issues. Not sure what there, probably a little contact or something happened. As you can see, the back of the car is missing, but he is just kind of putting it around the bottom apron. So not sure what happened, but that car not under full power, doesn't look like.
Something amiss on the Amoco AC Delco. The rear spoiler gone to the back end of the number 28 machine. And it looks like Whitaker, Josh Whitaker from North Carolina on pit road, his Chevrolet. He might be out of it.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Kyle McCoy, Charles, looking for a win. Number 1 this year. It would be his 28th career win of the Stars and Stripes Racing League if he pulls it off. This is start number 118 for him tonight. He's got 12 poles, 27 wins, 63 top 5s, and 90 top 10s. He has led more. How about this stat? Over almost 3,433 laps coming into tonight's race, Charles, and counting for the number 7 with now 25 to go at Bristol.
Yeah, that is an absolutely insane amount of laps to lead. And it takes time to build those up, which means he's been consistent and doing exactly what he needs to do.
And that's only on the Stars and Stripes Racing League. That's not counting everything else that he does as well on iRacing we don't know about.
Yeah, it is, and we were talking about the champion last year. I think it was who I was talking to. who said, I didn't win a whole lot of races last year, but I was consistent. And, yes, he's leading the race right now and he's led a lot of laps, but, being consistent is going to help you win these championships. So wins great, championships are great, but consistency will definitely help. And we got another car down on the apron. I believe that's the 91.
Yeah, that's the 91 machine of Smith. Remember, he got wrecked earlier in that most recent caution with Whitaker, and we're closing in on 20 laps to go. McCoy is in stealth mode. He's now trying to put some lap traffic between him and the second place man and the points leader, Scott Rickard, as now Bussler, Daytona winner, Atlanta winner, closing in on second for Rickard. He's under pressure.
Yeah, they're starting to really ramp it up here with 19. They're going to be coming to 18 to go. Is McCoy still out front, but this is far from over. I know it's very few laps, but I'm not so certain that Rickard and potentially Bussler does not have something for him. Is Rickard's reeling him in, but then it seems like McCoy kind of pulls away too. So, I'm just not 100% sold that McCoy's got this wrapped up.
Toying with him, if you will, Charles, you think maybe?
Yeah, he very well could be just a little bit.
We'll find out as the laps are down to 16 to go. Bussler, now Will Bussler battling with Scott Rickard. Got that lap machine though, the 41. Mick Meakin up high. Plenty of room, the 41 lets them battle on the inside. Let him have it. And now Rickard gonna try to close in on over a second back to McCoy with 15 to go here at Bristol. Thunder Valley 250. What a show they put on tonight.
Yeah, I wish there were 250 people watching this right now. We got around 25 or so, and I know every one of them is probably saying the same thing we are. They're putting on a heck of a show, a clean show. And, if you're going to win a race like McCoy is, what a race to say you won. A 4-caution Bristol race. It was 250 laps for 30 cars. He's holding off 29 other competitors right now. And, he's thinking, man, I just got 11 laps to go.
Taking care of business, if you will. Classic 70s song, and exactly what Kyle McCoy is doing, representing the Iowa State Cyclones. Hey, coming soon, March Madness tournament time. And all this going on now as he is working turn number 3 and 4. There's the battle for second and third. Lap machine great in front of him, and we got 10 to go at Bristol. Under attack is Rickard and Bussler trying to battle the great machine up on the outside. They're clearing them, but they're losing ground with the leader, Charles.
Yeah, and he has got it good right now with all these lap cars they're having to pass. He's got, for the most part, we'll see, he's got clean space in front of him. They've got clean now. But yeah, those are perfect opportunities for McCoy right now to say, hey guys, y'all just want to hold them two back for me, and he can just cruise on to victory lane. So we'll see right now. Bussler trying to get by Rickard, and he may complete it, but 8 to go. I think McCoy's got this one in the books.
Right now, doing exactly what he needs to do as we approach now 7 laps to go in car number 7. Kyle McCoy down the back straightaway. The interval is now 1.4 seconds. Trying to close in, but not by much. 6 remaining, Charles. And right now, the battle between second and third is the cat's pajama, because while that goes on, he's pulling away.
Yeah, he is straight just pulling away, and he's loving every minute of it right now. He's saying, race, boys, race. And, well, they are. And right now, Bussler just cannot get by Rickard. Rickard is hanging on for dear life in that 05 machine on the high side. He obviously got iRock vodka on there, and he's on the high side hanging on. So we'll see. I think he's going to be able to, though.
Closing in on under 2 miles remaining, if that. Actually now about a mile and a half with 3 to go. and McCoy in front. The battle still for second between Bustler and Rickard. I don't think they can do anything. Here they come to the line, Charles. It is 2 to go.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think there's anything they can do. We'll pick that battle up just for one more moment, because once that white flag comes out, which it should be right about now, we should be seeing it. I think he's got this wrapped up.
CRN 1 to go. Final time for the driver of the number 7 from Iowa, working his way. He will make now the 5th different winner of the year. Career win number 29. It goes to Kyle McCoy here tonight in Bristol, baby. What a show they put on in the last great Coliseum. One we will never forget. No doubt about it. What a show. Career win number 28. My apologies. Career win 28 for the number 7, Charles.
Words can't describe. That was just a phenomenal race. And hopefully we get to talk to Nate and Brian after this. Hopefully they don't jet off, because tomorrow is Friday. Maybe they don't have to work, but yeah, I'd love to give them props, just on how clean this race is, how well this race was ran. And right now McCoy's going to burn it down.
Representing the Iowa State Cyclones proudly, along with Scott Rickard. There you see him win. Scott Rickard, with his performance, is going to at least be the points leader going into the next round at Kansas. By the way, great times, 1 hour and 16 minutes to run a 250-lap race at Bristol. Unbelievable.
I don't think I've ever seen one that fast. That was a heck of a race.
Here's the results for the Thunder Valley 250. Rounders and Stripes Racing League. Ironically, we move to round number 7 next week at Kansas. And tonight, car 7, Kyle McCoy picking up his, again, 28th career win and first of the year for the Stars and Stripes Racing League. Scott Rickard will settle for second. Will Bustler third. Ross Tatum is in fourth. By the way, quick statistic, all the drivers now in the top 4 have at least one win or multiple wins on the season. William Duff, way to come back, at 17 for top 5. Christian Lawson will finish in 6th. Christopher Smith, Tim McNally, last car on the lead lap. 8 cars on the lead lap at the finish of the race. Kyle Bowling, and Thomas Ogle. He looked really good in the early going. One lap down, though. Charles, your top 10.
Yeah, and the rest of your top 20 here. Nate Lynch, again, not the night he wanted. These guys a lap down or more. Ellis Thomas, Derek Offerman, Jason Gratton there, Matthew McMeekin, Zachary Smith, Brian Lynch. Again, a clean race, just not the race they wanted here. Tom Wizza back there, Josh Whitaker, and Ryan Lynch rounding out your top 20, Wesley.
Rest of the lineup, including multiple laps down to the finish. Mitch Smith, 21st. Dylan Hoffman, 22nd. Andrew Hess, James Howard. Tough break for the Verizon 5G machine. He'll finish 24th. Paul Thomas, 25th. Mark Schrader, followed by Brian Burchett. I love the Skull Bandit throwback, by the way. The green colors of Harry Gant, one of the legends of NASCAR. Ben Dunn, Joshua Robinson, and Trey Jackson. First man to retire early, about 13, 14 laps into it. Final look at the race summary. It's presented by Race Virginia, 811.com, reminding you to dig with care tonight in Bristol. Unbelievable numbers, Charles. 7 lead changes, 20 caution laps, and only 4 cautions total. Just remarkable.
Yeah, that is very remarkable.
Sim, reality, doesn't matter. I mean, that was just a good one for sure, no doubt.
I 100% agree.
Now, coming up, we're going to have our post-race wrap. Coming up, post-race wrap-up with Charles and I will grab the podium. Real quickly, though, the Stars and Stripes Racing League at Bristol in the Thunder Valley 250 has been presented by Butt Kicker, the vibrating iRacing seat rig. Thank you also to Next Level Racing on the Throttle podcast. Not only the Bracket Challenge sponsor, but a weekly podcast on your weekly platforms on social media. And finally, Verizon, the nation's #1 5G network anywhere. Coming up, we'll grab the winner, Kyle McCoy and others. Stay with us. This is iRacing on LSRTV from Bristol. Iowa and the Iowa State Cyclones have got to be celebrating right now. If you're a fan of iRacing, welcome back to Bristol, the last great Coliseum virtually on the concrete, and the Thunder Valley 250 post-race show here on LSRTV. Charles Wooten, I'm Wesley Outlet, and Kyle McCoy, win number 28 in your career. Man, over 3,500 laps sled. Did you know that stat? And also another winner on the series. What a job here tonight at Bristol. Congratulations.
Appreciate it, man. I am pumped. I didn't deserve this one tonight, but you got to keep putting yourself in position. That's kind of how it worked out. I did not know that stat. That's crazy. There are a ton of good guys in here, and I've been around long enough to maybe pad that stat a little more than it should be. But yeah, I don't know how this all worked out. I know there was a crash while I was on pit road, and I thought I was dead in the water there, and I don't know. I'm a little speechless, but mostly just really happy. Our team kind of executed really well tonight. So.
No, look, I was about to say that late race pit stop, that really changed everything, though, didn't it? It put you in the catbird seat to be there for the win.
Yeah, it's something I've tried here before. It just for whatever reason, pitting here a little, or just trying to outpit your competition. It is risky as all heck to do that, and I about paid for it dearly, but it worked out. Kind of put me in position when that late race caution came out. I don't know how it would have worked out. I know Scott was coming behind me if it stayed green, and it would have been really tight that way as well. So just really happy with the ending. I hate it for my teammate Kyle Bowling. I think he was the best car out here tonight. I think he probably deserved this one more than anybody. But love that we were able to rebound and capitalize on a couple guys' mistakes up front and make it happen.
Charles.
Well, all I got to say is more of a comment than a question. Dominating performance. You did good there. You held them off. You had a 2.28 second lead. We knew tires. You had 4 sets. Fuel, you had quite a bit to go. I think it was like 150 laps, they said, somewhere in there. But, how worn were these tires? And, y'all made it look easy. Only 4 cautions, but was it a handful driving these cars, or, were the setups good? And it's just kind of a nice drive out there.
I mean, the setups are tight, so I mean, it depends on how you look at it. A lot of tight setups, you don't usually see wrecks because you usually got guys coming off the bottom and running into the guys above them, especially when the field's as tight as it is here. But really, the setups were tight. They didn't drive great, to be honest with you, but they were stable, I think is the right word. And so maybe that helped us out a little bit. we had a lot of sets of tires, and my tires I think were 20%. I was absolutely killing the right front. If we got any longer run than I had there at the end, that was all she had for about 40 laps with no complete pedal to the metal. So I'm glad it was right at that length. Yeah, crazy race.
Well, Bud, before we let you go, thank your sponsors. But man, this has got to make you feel good making a run Ford Championship, right?
Yeah. This track has been a weird one for me. I'm either really good or really bad here, so I'm excited. This puts me in the playoffs. Had a couple, like you guys have documented, a couple of races that maybe we should have been there already. But it's really nice to pick up those playoff points. I mean, those things are huge when we get down to the chase. The way it's set up this year with a 5-race run with no resetting, I mean, those bonus points are going to be gold. So love to have those, and yeah, super pumped to put Iowa State in victory lane. It's always awesome. Maybe the Celsius car is bad luck. Maybe I'll have to keep bringing this one out.
Well, congratulations, man. Kyle McCoy again from Iowa. And hey, are Iowa State Cyclones fan?
Oh yes, sir. I'm an alum. We love to see the Cyclones in victory lane. I love putting them in victory lane in this league because most of the admins are Iowa fans. So
sure,
I love to have that. Love to have that showing on the broadcast. So that's awesome. Thank you guys for all you're doing.
From Hawkeye State, Iowa, Kyle McCoy. Win number 28 in his career. I want to blow you away with some more stats, Kyle. Career start number 118, 124th race all time, 12 poles, 28 wins, 63 top 5s, and 90 top 10s now. Now add 64 top 5s and 91 top 10s to that list. Congratulations, man. Let's go down to the runner-up of the race. So that's Scott Rickard. And Scott, you've had your time in the sun as well, wins this year, and being the points leader. Obviously, I think consistency is going to keep you with the points lead tonight. Your take of the race here at Bristol just kind of fell short there at the end, and always a big fan when the High Rock Vodka car paint scheme comes back.
Yeah, honestly, this is usually one of my worst tracks every year. I'm not good at long run at Bristol, and for tonight I was actually pretty decent for once. I actually felt like I wasn't the one driving it because I don't know where the speed came from just tonight.
Charles.
Well, I got this to say. I can promise you this, Scott. You keep doing what you did here tonight, putting on a heck of a show. You get talked about a lot. You're in the top 3. Nobody will be mispronouncing your last name because we're going to make sure it's said enough that everybody on iRacing is going to know who it is. I mean, a phenomenal performance there. You put on a heck of a show, but there in those last couple of laps, it was a really good battle between you and Will. So what are those last few laps where you know you're battling there, but you're trying to get to the front? And was it hanging on, trying to just hold that second spot down?
Yeah, right. It was too short a run for at least for me to save enough tire to go and pass McCoy. So I was happy to just kind of ride and make sure I got second or even a third. I just want to at least finish towards the front again. Keep the points lead mostly.
All right, now Scott Rickard, of course, when it all tallies up, 126 races, 126 starts, 14 poles, 24 wins, 73, now 74 top 5s, and 94 top 10s. Consistency, though, Scott, for sure, going into Kansas next week.
That's probably what I'm best. I'm not always mostly never the fastest guy, but I can usually be at least around 4th or 5th most of the time and just consistently get top 5.
All right, man, before we let you go, thank them sponsors.
Thank all sponsors, my teammates. Congrats to McCoy on the win. Hey, for my teammate Bowling, like you said too. He had a really good car, and I think he still got top 10 somehow, but he still got a lot better of a finish, so happy for everybody on the team.
Scott Rickard, and by the way, Chevrolet, thank you very much to the Litch Group for updating the announcer rosters and whatnot. Scott Rickard of the Tire Pros High Rock Vodka Machine out of New York. His Chevrolet will finish in the number 2 spot here tonight, but it all finishes in the Thunder Valley 250. Let's go down to the man that'll finish in the 3rd spot tonight, and that is the man of the number 1 Michael Jordan shoes, Bustler Racing Engines, Toyota from Virginia from the Commonwealth, Will Bustler. Will, you'll settle for third, man, and your take of the end of that race got pretty heated. Well, I mean, it was got interesting there between you and Rickard battling for second, and that allowed, obviously, McCoy to pull away.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, it's just a matter of my pace all night. The short run speed, I just wasn't really great at. So the longer the runs went on, the faster I think I got. So I know if I just kept them within distance, I'd have a shot. I think about 15 laps ago, I was like, I gotta go now because he was starting to pull away a little bit. So I think if I had a couple more laps, I would have been able to get Ty Scott. It would have been tough. He got me there at the line, so props to him on that.
My question here for you is, coming into this race, we put it on the table. We said under over 10 cautions. I said under. Wesley said over. When you came into this race, did you expect to just have 4 cautions and actually make multiple green flag pit stops? Or were you thinking, we might have some cautions, we'll probably pit under yellow more often? What was the strategy coming in here, and did this race pretty much throw it out the window?
Yeah, I practiced for the long run, so that's kind of what I was hoping for. So it kind of worked out. Clearly, third place kind of, it did work out on that end of it. But 4 cautions, no, didn't expect that. I definitely thought we would be in double digits. So shout out to everybody in the league. That was awesome racing, and I couldn't be more happy to be a part of this group.
Well, I'll tell you what, on to the next one, Will. Will, are you literally not really worried about any more wins since you've got the wins that you need, like Rickard, now like McCoy, to put yourself obviously with an opportunity to go to the postseason?
I mean, I want to win a few more, to be honest with you guys. Kansas is a strong suit for me, so I'm going to put some time in. I'll be ready on next Thursday to hopefully compete for another win. But no, I want to keep going. I want to consistently finish, top 5, top 3 if possible. Like I said early in the season, it's been a long time coming for this to happen, so I'm going to cherish it, and I'm going to keep going.
Well, Bud, before we let you go, man, thank the sponsors on that Uno Toyota.
I appreciate it. Shout out to my wife, Heather. She puts up with my week-to-week iRacing nonsense, so I appreciate her. Everybody go check out Bustler Racing Designs on Trading Paints. I kind of customize cars as you see fit. I don't charge, so reach out to me. Trading Paints. Shout out to the league admins. Shout out to sponsors, Verizon on the Throttle Podcast, Butt Kicker, Next Level. You guys at LSRTV. My team, Ross, finished 4th. Hell of a finish for him. But yeah, thanks for ever watching. Dad, shout out to you too. Thanks for watching.
There you go. Congratulations there, of course. Will Bustler tonight, again, will finish in the number 3 position if you're keeping up with stats on that driver. Will Bustler, what a talent he is, man. Got himself 2 wins this year. He won, of course, that wild one back, of course, at Daytona. And now he, I think it was at Atlanta, I believe it was. He won at Atlanta as well. And obviously, what a talent he is. He'll finish 3rd tonight. And again, 51 races, 45 starts going on with now 2 wins, of course. Those are those wins I aforementioned. 3 top 5s and now 4 top 5s, 14 top 10s for the man in the number 1 machine. Next week, it is on to Kansas for the next round number 7 of the Stars and Stripes Racing League. Charles, were we going to try to bring Mr. Lynch in to give him some praise?
Let's see. Yeah, if you want to try to drag him down, hopefully we don't catch him in the middle of a conversation.
I hope we don't bring him in anything on a bad thing right here. Brian, it's Wesley and Charles in the broadcast booth, man. We just wanted to say we're singing praises of amazing that you put together this Stars and Stripes Racing League. We're honored to be on the broadcast for it, and an hour and 16-minute sim time to run 250 laps. Impressive.
Yeah, it was kind of a rough race for me, I guess, tonight.
I know it's so many people that are a part of making all this happen. And obviously, I know it was some bad luck for you, but man, what a way to still run a professional show.
Yeah, just credit to to the guys in the league for running a good race, guys for the good broadcast.
Charles.
Well, I just sent him in the same words. He said not the night you wanted, but overall, probably the fastest 250 lap Bristol race we've ever seen, ever been a part of. So, we're looking forward to the rest of the season. Just wanted to drag you down. The people that run this don't get enough credit, so we wanted to give you a little bit of a shout out and let you know fantastic race here overall, and we're glad to be here.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You you won't be interviewing me based on results, so I guess I got to take this.
Well, there's still a lot of races left to go, Brian, so keep your head up, man, and good luck the rest of the way, man. We'll grab one with you hopefully by the end of the year for sure.
Yeah, I hope so. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, that's the man behind there, and Mr. Brian Lynch, and we appreciate all that he does. And congratulations to everybody on the podium. Charles Wooten will pack her up, and that will wrap up another week of great iRacing on LSRTV. And what a show tonight at Bristol. Your final take of it.
Yeah, a show, a fantastic one. That's all I got to say on that one. That was, again, the best Bristol race we've seen in a long time, and looking forward to seeing what the rest of the season has as we go to Kansas next week.
Going to be a fun one for sure. Stars and Stripes Racing League on social media, Discord at iRacing on LSRTV on Facebook, X, and Instagram as well. And again, congratulations to Kyle McCoy representing Iowa and winning tonight in the Thunder Valley 250. For everybody at Rocket Racing Media, iRacing on LSRTV. For Charles Wooten, producer, director, and color analyst, I'm Wesley Outland. Be good to one another. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we will